Okay. We have Wildenton with Shade Splitters. Explode the enemy's Daedalus. Scourge fell, so we need to do stuff on the bottom line there. And Seraph the Patient. We need some form of answer for Shade of Wings. 2 Wildwood Saps. Space Prism and a Bramble Ash Black Betty. Whoa. Interesting. That's very interesting. This is not the sort of deal where I think spikes is what we're after, whereas we have a Bramble Ash and there's a Petrified Crucible. I think it just becomes a Winged Indulgence anyway. The Bramble Ash gets chucked. Unless we grab Spreading Spores. Oh. Which usually doesn't seem right with Wildenton. I don't know, with no spikes available, I just can't see me taking a spike artifact with no spikes available when Winged Indulgence does something. And I think for the moment, with 2 Wildwood Saps, Strangler seems okay. The Wildwood Saps and the Winged Indulgence pretty much screams Go Strangler. And the +4 attack's a little iffy because we're only starting on 30, but I think we can deal. Ah, that's a shame. Hey guys, train is just kicking out of the station. Full of positive vibes. Okay, we're going to plan on Stuart's dying, but having some of that rejuve help there. Really what we're after there. Are we through? We're through. Okay, so the regen is good, but there's still a potential like one shot there. And also big damage. There's the sharpen. Wow. Oh, excuse me. I still don't think that that's the play, that Spikes was the play, but it's interesting. And Sharpen just doesn't seem to have the punch as Root Seeds, especially since if you've got the 2, you're going to want to reduce both of them. Might take a Steel Enhancer though. Prismal Dust does things. It also does things. Void Binding. Animus of Will does a lot of things though. Okay. We don't really have a lot of gold. We can get some basic on the Animus though, or we can put a -1 on a root seed and get some gold. So it comes down to one guaranteed upgrade, or we can spend gold and get 2 guaranteed upgrade on cards, which is okay. We'll save gold until there. I think I'd rather see a 10 attack. I'd rather see a 10 attack. That's not bad. It's a start, and then there's just like a 10 attack. I wouldn't reroll for. We reroll after not taking a sweeper. Do we take the sweeper? We're already a sweeper, but I wonder about having a sweeper before the sweeper. Like something on the bottom floor. We'd need to get quick and health. Or large. Definitely needs to be quick. It's not awful. I'm not going to take that for the 10 gold option. Why not? Yeah, why not? They're all hitting really weak. Maybe I should have just taken it for the 10 gold. When do we set mid for collector then? I think that's the play. Oh, I had another sweeper I could have set mid for collector. Wake up, Panz. It's not terrible though. I mean, this she's doing no damage. I think this matters. That's a win. A win is a win is a win. Also, this is an issue about being on mid with these guys, is that he dies because he charges into spikes. Okay. This is feeling reasonable. So we've got a couple of upgrades we would like to take. Ooh. I mean, Resto Det does things. Wildwood Sap also does things. Our biggest scare at the moment is melee weakness. So we want Prismal Dust for that, but then we want to be able to keep them. So we need to be able to chump afterwards. Big scare is accumulating too many units against you. Yes. That's why you need to get damage out. Fortunately enough, like, Wildenton's hit points do okay as Strangler. It's not great, but, you know, 70's nice. And if you get to level 2 Thornlord, I think that's 80. Pretty sure he goes to 80 as if you go to level 2 Thornlord. If you go Predator 1, you're only going to get to 50 hit points, but you go first. So you have the option of just killing everything, which is probably the better of the two. I'm going to take the morsels though, because I think they help more just for blocking if we're not quick. Plus there's the option for a damage shield morsel. Energy morsel, we've got the... let's get that damage straight onto you, so you're at least starting off fairly good. I would prefer to see quick over anything else for our other plant. Yeah, damage shield seems really good here. Straight up kill is nice as well. That's, yeah, so it's a better Prismal Dust, and that's what we're wanting to protect against. So. Double stack on that. Done 4 times. Has to be right. That's how maths works. Alright, it's not double bomb, so we can set you up a little bit higher. We can also set you up higher. We got some wildwood saps going. It's a little rude there, Daedalus, but do you. Oh, that should have been on there. Focus. Yeah, this is looking good. This is an interesting one. Going for extra damage versus extra protection. That also gets to a point of protection there as well. Daedalus is going to be hitting for 8 a turn, so if we can get over 16, she gets an extra 2 turns in. Let's just block a damage shield with that. May as well block another damage shield with that. Hey Leprechaun, how you doing? We lost all the damage shield from the explode return. It's a shame. Morning, Chroma. Much better. Here a spike works well here. I think we're looking for more units. Well, Kerbo, very excited. We have 2 space prisms, right? 2 or 3? 2? Energy gives better on bigger X-Cost cards, and with the space prisms, kind of okay. And we're not super fussed on setting up top or mid. You can also argue draw to get to the space prisms, and then you've got that extra 1, since we're probably going to be -1ing stuff, but we're already late at -1s, so we're going to be looking at... and we're probably going to want to be doing stuff with either the Wildwood Sap. I think we're going to need to be doing stuff with Wildwood Saps and like Holy Shield. And I think mainly these are going to be to protect against melee weakness, the Holy Shield and the Prismal Dust. If we get enough of them, then good. But otherwise, the regen's going to be there as a backup. And I don't like building a defense on a tank like that. It's not efficient. We got Predator, which means if we take Predator, our final form tank will have 50 hit points. We go first, so we get to not get hit by a lot of things. Hold over on a... not the greatest. It's still a root seeds, but... yeah, at 4 times, that's a big deal. I think that's pretty much it, right? Okay, the Bramble Ash is doing nothing. That's an absolute dead weight. We have 4 energy, so we probably just play out the Stuarts for now. I wonder if the Wildwood Saps go, or if we just use those while we're waiting to... I mean, that's the other thing, we could use them to wait. We do have to worry about getting one-shot. At the moment, we have to worry about getting one-shot by Seraph. Early turns. Stuart's still the worst card. Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up. We have 0 spell damage, so that's a free attempt at a trial reward. Hey, dude, I don't know if you saw that dragon. Looks amazing, by the way. I mean, oh, we ruined it. He was hitting for 69. Now 71. Have to look out for potential moves where, like in that position, an energy morsel becomes the play. Because for potential next turn shield. It's purge though, so I wouldn't want to do it this. Probably a good thing we didn't draw it. I might have played it. Okay. I mean, get to the stage where holdover -1 void binding just wins, right? You could probably just take it just for that. There's my flower. Level's fine, health fine. Yeah. The question is when you start playing it. And it probably doesn't matter, right? You do have to have the damage to clear the waves, which you will. Enemies on each floor. We have Firewall. It gives you rage, yeah. And especially with this Wildenton. I mean, I don't play it now, but I could. Put her 4 times 0 sounds good. Make spikes bad? Yeah. So it comes down to what do you get first. Because the thing is, once you get it, you don't care what else you draw. It just doesn't matter. Everything else is irrelevant from this point on. Right? Plan doesn't matter. Again, doesn't matter. You're looking at it from the wrong way, Lies. And if you start looking at... we have a single card that when we draw it wins the game, but it makes other things less effective. Who cares? It wins the game. Perils would be nice now? Nope. Void Binding. Well, it's not winning the game here because it's this idiot. But I think we can get close for that. There we go. Self-made harpy can be a bit of an idiot sometimes. And there's no other multi-striker in... there's no other multi-striker. So the only time that we wouldn't play it... I don't think I'd play it on turn 1 against Seraph, though. I don't think it wins the game there. In which case then if we haven't played it, it won't make the other cards less effective. And then we'll use those and come back around to it. Doesn't look like it's enough damage for Seraph. Well, Seraph fight lasts longer. And Seraph's not a multi-striker. So I think if you take a better look with a calculator, you'd find that it's more than enough. Also, we'll get another champion upgrade, and we'll be able to -1 other cards. You know, because we don't fight Seraph next. Right? That's something that's really important that people... I mean, I've seen people on Circle 2 be like, how does this deck beat Seraph? I'm like, well, we do another 6 fights and get upgrades along the way. You know, that's kind of an important part of the like a dungeon crawl. You know, you've got to crawl. We need somewhere between 25 and 35 damage shield. Yeah. So what were we doing then? Like what? 130 damage a turn? I don't know, something like that. The Wildwood Saps are feeling pretty sorry at the moment. Not quick on thingy. There we go. Not that it matters, but you know, if we're going to play a unit, may as well have it do something. At 140, we needed 29 turns. Yeah. It shouldn't be too hard. There'd be a very interesting graph that, or calculation that I don't want to have to do, is at some point do we swap the Void Bindings and put them on Animus to get a larger total output? Since a bit of rage on a triple hit versus... and she'll also get damage shields. I'm going to get 2 times on Wildenton? No, I'm probably not going to go for double on Wildenton because of... Well, it depends if I want hit points or not. Because a draw like this could mean getting 1 shot. So this is the question of whether we do it or not. Or we just put down 4 Prismal Dust. I think this is potentially a no, right? I think this one we could possibly use to find out if we do this, can we still win? Probably not for this fight. We've got pyre walls. Will it affect our draw much later? Not as much as it would have if we'd gotten rid of all the other cards first. Also, the rage on a sweeper really helps with the double heavies as well. Versus, you know, having it on the multi-striker. So that's over 150 a turn. We are going to be losing damage shields though if we're not clearing, because we don't have the output. We won't be leaking though. Then I took pyre walls with sweeper and it's paying off. With Strangler Wildenton and it's paying off. That's kind of funny. Don't play consume cards make Blight shot more? That's true. I don't think it really matters for this fight, but... Okay, what do we have? We have 18 damage shields, which is 9 turns of almost 200. That's enough to win, right? Oh, I mean, it cost us 10 health. May have, but... I think if I had Tails, I'd play one of the rage cards here. I think playing the Void Binding here is not as effective because you lose the rage starts going down. So we had, what, 20 damage shield, 200 damage, which is just enough to beat Seraph. If you keep all the damage shield, which at that rate we wouldn't. So I don't think we can play the Void Binding first pass through. I feel like we need to wait for it and get other stuff happening. And also other stuff out of the deck so that we're going to see the other root seeds more, so we can pump more damage into... Once these get -1 as well, I think that helps because we start drawing them more often. And Animus's damage gets up a lot higher. Yeah, and we probably end up with a higher overall damage shield with a big holiest. Kind of makes me want to go more energy. Because we play Strangler, you don't lose a lot of... You just can't lose hit points during the run unless it's blights. So I don't mind if we end up with a few light wings on top. Yeah, so the energy is useless once Ember Drain comes into play. But it's really good setup for what our end goal is. But unfortunately, yeah. Without... yeah, I didn't take a can of stings, which maybe I should have to keep the draw up. When we get down to it at the moment, we have... we'll have the 2 blights. The 5 root seeds... so that's 7. At the moment we've got another 5, so that's 12, 13, 14. And so even if we're playing all of those, which you can't, you're only getting 8. Well, if we can get rid of some shade splitters, if you can get into if you can get down to 10, 1, 2, 2 blights is 4. We'd have to get down to like 1 shade splitter, then you don't need draw. You also don't need energy. But energy gives us a big boost. And we're going to have some money, so we could probably even remove our own. We have to go here though if we want to do -1s. Which we do. Merchant of Steel would be okay, but okay with it. We're probably missing both the removals, so I think draw is better here. Unfortunately, that health is doing nothing. Yeah, I don't know if I want to dupe the Void Binding. I think if we play through the deck 1 time first, the only reason is to get to the second one. I suppose if we do dupe it, then we get to the second. Once we get through the deck, we've drawn quickly enough. And if we bottom deck one of them, we get to play it on that last hand as well. I don't think I want to hold over our root seeds. Or the steel enhancer. I don't want to spend that sort of gold on it. I'd rather save the trinket. I'm more concerned about a melee weakness early shot from Seraph if we haven't gotten any bubble yet. And that can at least protect us against one of those before we have to... it's not as much damage, but... I think by the time we get to the end of it with Animus, it's not going to matter. Is the damage a better protection? No, Seraph hits anyway. If you can get enough damage to kill Seraph outside the train, then yes, it's better protection. But other than that... they hurt so much. This didn't get -2'd. And that's a thing now. -1, therefore, and -2 is a thing on XCOS cards. You can buy them. I've got one. -1. It puts the calculation in here. I think that's an oversight. Right? Apply -2 to those cards. And it should, right? I can understand, but in the patch before XCOS cards to have that change to it, because you couldn't do that to XCOS cards, right? But we do that now. If you had 2 unconsumed Awoken Rail Spikes, you could go infinite with them. Well, then they need to either add more wording to the card or remove the ability to buy a -1. Or allow an infinite. The infinite would be fun. Oh, fuck that. A bully. We're gonna lose a lot of damage shield to these idiots. We used our big damage shield already, so I think we just go, right? Thanks, Bacon. Gotta think about that collector, man. Now let's just go. The only reason I was really hesitating at the end there is there was a spike combo, but if I get an energy morsel, that'd be kind of okay. No, it wouldn't, because I'd be spiking it for nothing. Oh well. I'm gonna spike it for nothing anyway, just get rid of spike. This is a pretty bad fight for what we're trying to achieve here as well. We still have 11 damage shields though, so... And Animus's damage is getting up there. RS Jackson, mud dude.
Thanks for the good content, Panz.
Oh, thanks for the compliment. And thank you for the 5 months support. Much love, man. Much love. I'm actually wondering, I think only because it's quick, but at what point do you not worry about damage shields on this guy and just start putting them on Animus? Right? Because you just need enough damage shields. Once you're killing the enemies, in the Seraph fight, is his damage even worth it? Do we just start piling them on Animus since she's triple hitting? Hey, Rana Skyman. Like, Wildenton just needs enough to get through the Seraph hitting off the train, right? I don't think you have to maths it out. I think if it wasn't for... I think if Seraph didn't hit from the train, you would just put them on her, provided that you have got enough damage to kill the line, which you get to quicker by putting them on her. But I think you've got to give some early ones to... that's interesting, but no. I'm not taking a second Void Binding, am I? The champ stop leaks. Yeah, but because we're quick, right? You ramp her damage faster by giving her the rage, so you can kill the waves. He needs enough damage shield while the combined damage is low, and put one on each. No, because then you have fall off on 2 enemies with rage loss. On 2 units, sorry, not enemies. So maybe you don't evenly put them on both. You just need to put enough on Wildenton where he's not going to take a, where he's not going to take sort of 80 damage from Seraph to the face. But it doesn't matter because we just win. Well, that's the thing. We've got to get to that win part. Like, it's the card that gives you the win. We've just got to work out how to use it the best. Yeah, I think you're right, RS Jackson. Yeah, the answer is enough damage shield for Wildenton to make it to Relentless. Once Relentless starts, he needs 1 damage shield as long as we're not in Relentless. And if he has 1 damage shield when we get to Relentless, we won't complain that it was 1 too much. Because Seraph could have gone to the top floor again. Yeah, so that's right. He'll need more until damage ramps up, but that's the end. So he doesn't need 1 at all times. He'll need more in the beginning, but the ideal is that when we get to the end, he's got 1, and then you haven't wasted any. You're not going to be able to perfectly calc that out, but you can come close. So we only have 1 root seeds that's not made cheaper. So it comes down to... whether I take the other Void Binding and go... I think that might be a better play. Take the second Void Binding, go to Merchant of Magic. And we get 2 removals, though. We've got enough money for removals. We don't really need the Merchant of Steel upgrade. And I only need 2 -1s. I mean, I could always put another one somewhere else, but I think that works. And if that one doesn't get holdover, I don't think that one's as important. I think it's just getting that damage shield around at some point. It'd be nice, though. That's a waste. Let's take a Hell's Banner. We buy a permafrost for like spike. Get it on like an energy morsel and then something else. I think so. We're probably going to use it straight away, but that's a shame. We have a ton of gold. So we didn't get a second holdover, so it's not as good as what we could have had. But I think we did okay. Sketches. I guess the question now is, do we want to chump any shade splitters? What are we going to have left once we're played out? Consumed 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 dead weights. It's 12, 13, 14, 15. Don't quite draw everything, but I think we just remove the shade splitters. No shade splitters, no morsels. That's right. We've got a permafrost on the spike. Okay. Hey, baby tech, how you doing? Wildwood saps are looking a bit sad. I'm going to start ramping him straight away. Avoiding work. Yeah, my day's doing very well, thanks, dude. So the only reason we care about his damage is for Husk Hermit, who has no health. In which case then we don't care, because he's going to hit her if he's on her lane, even if she's killing everything else. She needs to block. So the ramp is irrelevant. And the block is kind of irrelevant, right? She was there early, did things. Don't need those things done anymore. Hey, Panz, don't get to actually hit first, so why even be there? I don't know. That melee weakness. Ooh. don't know if I want to drop a Holiest of Shield here, but I don't know if I want to wait for a second time through to do it. And then there's dropping Stewart, which we'd kind of want to do as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and drop that. That's 20. And that's a lot of damage shield already. I think that's enough. Now we start void binding. Animus. I think so. Just want to get rid of cards, I guess. Yeah. 21 damage shield's enough where pumping her damage out, I think, is what's going to happen. Oh, free steel enhancer. Probably could have played the excess card somewhere else, but yeah. I think we're good. Oh, you know. Taking damage, crew, taking damage. Alright, so we've got, I don't know, 400 damage and 18 damage shield. Chilly. Yeah, what we say, we wanted to have like 1 or 2 damage shield going into Relentless. We're close, right? We're also doing more than about 200 damage a turn by a little bit. Hey Valkyrie, how you doing? I think it would have been closer if we didn't think of that. You know, because like I said, Wildenton, yeah, he only needs enough damage shield to get through till Relentless. After that, yeah, I mean, if you're killing the lines, because he's quick. If you have, if you go Thornlord, then you obviously got to keep putting it on him. Because you need more. To make sure that you're not taking damage before Relentless. Like even the waves, you don't want him taking the damage. Maybe you don't. Maybe it doesn't matter. Now, because of his sweep, you probably do. Because it's a decent chunk of damage. Like, having the quick... So you definitely want him alive through the waves, because... otherwise, you're going to lose damage shield from Animus. Like, if he goes down and you're just using her damage to kill the waves. So you just need to sort of balance a little bit, but it's pretty good.